Hi everyone, my name is Pavitra V, Department of Chemistry. Today we are going to discuss a topic called amino acids and proteins. Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. First we will discuss the definition and structure of amino acids. Amino acids are the organic compounds containing both carboxylic group and an amino group. Carboxylic group is nothing but COOH group, that is acidic functional group, and an amino group NH2. Hence in the name we have amino acid. All amino acids found in proteins have a basic structure. The human body needs high levels of protein and peptides to form function. And for the body to be able to build these proteins and peptides naturally, it requires amino acids. So further we will discuss what is actually a peptide bond and what is the function of the proteins. See, this is the structure of amino acid. R is a side chain. It may be a aryl group or a alkyl group. So the NH2 is the amino group. Carboxylic group is the COOH. So this is the general structure of amino acid. Based on the R substitution, we will consider a type of amino acid. So which is having both amino group, that is NH2, and also carboxyl group, that is COOH. Next we will move to the classification of amino acids. Based on the nutritional requirements, amino acids are classified into two types. One is essential amino acids and another one is non-essential amino acids. First we will discuss the essential amino acids that cannot be made or synthesized in the body. Hence it is taken in the form of diet or in the form of food. Hence it is essential to our body. For example, arginine, histidine, isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methionine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan and valine. These are the examples for essential amino acids. Next one is the non-essential amino acids. These can be synthesized in the human body. Hence it is no need or not necessary to take in the diet, but somehow we will take it in the diet. So for example, alanine, asparagine, aspartic acid, cysteine, glutamic acid, glutamine, glycine, proline, serine and tyrosine. These are the examples for non-essential amino acids. Next we will discuss what is actually a peptide bond formation. In amino acid are linked together by condensation reaction between carboxylic group and amino group of two different amino acids, okay, with the elimination of water. Condensation reaction is nothing but there should be a elimination of water molecule. The amide bond formed is called peptide bond. The product is called peptide. So you can see it in the image. We have considered two amino acid groups in which one carboxylic group is undergoing condensation with the amine group of other amino acid to form a peptide bond. So this whole molecule after condensation reaction is called as peptide. The product is called peptide. The name according to the number of amino acid involved. For example, dipeptide for two amino acid involving to form a two peptides. So next one is the tripeptide, decapeptide, like that. So big peptides, that is more than 50 amino acids are involving in a condensation reaction to form a peptide, then it is called polypeptides. So these are the peptide bond. See, in this slide you can be easily understand what is actually a peptide bond. We have considered two amino acids in which carboxylic acid, that is hydroxyl group, is removed from a carboxylic acid group of one amino acid and a proton is released from the amine group of other amino acid. So they are undergoing condensation by removal of this water molecule to form a peptide bond. CO, that is carbonyl, CONH bond is called peptide bond, and this whole molecule is called peptide. So this is the explanation for peptide. Next we will be having this protecting groups. We have to protect the group in order to get a specific product. So protein synthesis is important for several reasons, including confirming the structure of natural proteins, for example, in the medical research fields, to investigate how protein structures and function are controlled by the amino acid sequence. When we consider or when we carry out the protein synthesis outside a human body or in the laboratory, we require to protect some of the functional group. Like in amino acid, we have two functional group. One is amine and another one is acid group. If we are not able to protect any one of the group, then there will be a reaction. For example, they have given alanine reaction with glycine. Alanine is represented by capital A and glycine is represented by capital G. When it undergo reaction, we will get Ag, Ga, AA and GG. These are the combinations of products we will get, and also other than that we will get higher polypeptides. In order to avoid these all products, we have to get a specific product. In that case, we will protect some of the unnecessary groups in an amino acid. See, you can see it in the image. We have here P represents the protecting group. We have protected the amine group in one amino acid. In another amino acid, we have protected carboxylic acid group, that is COOH group is protected. When these reactants undergo reaction, they will give a new amide which is specific amide. So this is the peptide bond and this whole molecule is a peptide, and after that we can remove this protected groups. So this is the reason why we have to carry out the protection for the functional group. For protection we have two types. One is amine protecting group and another one is carboxylic protecting group. In amine protecting group, the first example is benzyloxycarbonyl groups, that is abbreviated as capital Z or CBZ. So this is the protection reaction. This is the benzyloxycarbonyl chloride which is undergoing reaction and it is protecting this NH3 group, that is amine group, in the presence of a aqueous solution or a aqueous medium of NaOH in the presence of H plus ions. This is the reaction and this is the final product we are getting. This is the protected amino product. For deprotection, this is the reaction. We are using a catalytic hydrogenation. Hydrogenation is nothing but addition of hydrogen. Catalytic hydrogenation is nothing but addition of hydrogen in the presence of a catalyst. We are using a palladium catalyst here, which is a solid in nature, which gives the surface for the reaction. You know, the catalyst is nothing but which increases the rate of reaction. So here the palladium gives the surface for the reaction. This is the catalytic hydrogenation. So, but we have to observe that the protecting group is not regenerated. It undergo decomposition reaction to form a carbon dioxide gas liberation. So, deprotection can also carry out in the presence of hydrogen bromide. This is the reaction for that. This is actually a nucleophilic substitution reaction. The functional group is substituted by a nucleophile, that is electron-rich species is called a nucleophile. Br minus will be substituted. Other than that, now next one is the next example for N protected group is tertiary butoxycarbonyl group. So it can be abbreviated as BOC, BOC. This is the protection reaction for tertiary butyl oxycarbonyl chloride. We are using a chloride because it is easily replaceable to give a carbon positively charged species. So this is the reaction which is carried out in the presence of aqueous NaOH and H+, aqueous medium. Other than that, this is the deprotection in the presence of HBr, hydrogen bromide. It is also a nucleophilic substitution reaction. Here also we are not re-getting the function protecting group. So carbon dioxide is released during the process of deprotection. Next one is the carboxyl protecting groups. Simple esters, for example, methyl group and ethyl group can be used as a protection group for the carboxyl functional group present in a amino acid. This is the protection reaction. Alcohol R-OH is reacting with the acid group to form ROCOR. This is the product. For a deprotection, here we are using aqueous medium, that is aqueous NaOH and aqueous H+, which is opposite for the protection reaction in the nitrogen or the amine protecting group. This is the ester hydrolysis, or this reaction can also be called as saponification reaction. So during this deprotection of carboxylic acid is done by saponification method or ester hydrolysis. Other than that, the second example for carbon protecting group is benzyl esters. It can be abbreviated as BN. This is the deprotection reaction. Here the catalytic hydrogenation is taking place. Catalyst is palladium to liberate carbon dioxide. This is the deprotection activity of carbon or carboxylic functional group protection. Next we will move to the classification of proteins. Proteins can be classified based on structure, composition and function. Based on structure, it can be classified into fibrous proteins, globular proteins, intermediate proteins, and based on the composition, simple proteins and conjugated proteins. Classification based on the functional group, structural proteins, enzymes, hormones, pigments, transport proteins, contractile proteins, storage proteins, toxins, etc. These are the classification of proteins. We will study protein classification based on function. These are the types of classification of proteins. Next, denaturation of proteins. When a normal protein undergoes denaturation, that is loss of its biological activities due to the introduction of some temperature to the or high energy radiations for that protein. Protein found in biological system with definite conjugation and biological activity is called native protein. When a native protein is subjected to heat or change in pH, the soluble form of globular proteins undergo coagulation, that is formation of precipitation, to give fibrous proteins which are insoluble in water. The globular proteins are soluble in water. When it is subjected to change in pH or heat, they will become fibrous proteins which is insoluble in water. The coagulation also causes loss in biological activity of the protein. Therefore, coagulation or formation of precipitation of proteins thus formed is called denatured proteins, or it is not capable of doing its regular biological activity. This is the process or it is the adverse effect of environmental changes on the protein.